There we go. All right, cool. Hey, hey, hey. Hola, mi gente. There we go. How you doing, people? All right, cool. Thank you for tuning in with Profe Gayu. I'm now here. It's only my second time doing this StreamYard thing, so be patient. But now, so basically, today I want to talk about a couple of things. For those of you who have been following the news with the Dominican Republic, today, sad news. The Minister of Environment, he was shot and killed today by his close friend, allegedly over a gambling debt or gambling dispute. So this all happened earlier this morning, and when this happened, immediately the U.S. Embassy sent out a notification to all of its registered citizens in the in country to let them know, hey, basically it said beware of what just happened, and don't go anywhere near the the Ministry of Environment, which is located off of Avenida Luperon and Santo Domingo. So, just so you all know, the Minister of Environment is the equivalent to the U.S. as the Secretary of Environment. So basically, it's part of the cabinet, the president's cabinet, and reports directly to the president. Um, there's a movie, a TV series called what's the guy from 24? The lead actor from 24. He played in a TV series to where there was I guess in the U.S. there was a bomb when the State of the Union. There was a bomb, and basically all the cabinet members, and the president, vice president, and basically all the senators and U.S. representatives passed away. And when the last folk standing was the Secretary of Housing, which is what Ben Carson was during the Trump administration. And he was basically appointed president because he was one of the last people standing because he happened to not be there. So needless to say, it is an important role here in the Dominican Republic. And he was shot and killed by a close friend. So, and this is, very sad news on top of what's already happened in the country, where there's basically a permanent anti-crime campaign going on here in the Dominican Republic, where you have the police and you have the military basically going into the neighborhoods, hunting down known criminals who are part of criminal organizations. They're being hunted down. The president released in a statement about a few days ago where he basically said, I highly advise you, he's addressing the criminals, I highly advise you that you turn yourself in. If you don't turn yourself in, there'll be consequences. So I don't want to speculate on what's been going on. I know that a lot of criminals have been rounded up by the police and the military, but those were strong words, and if you are here on ground in the Dominican Republic, you have seen the increased presence of the military and the police. So just in addition, some more news with the Dominican Republic. Experts have put out that this summer, specifically on the island, is going to be a summer full of extreme heat. So they put out there that be sure that you consume lots of fruits and vegetables and drink plenty of water, because it's going to be a heat that the country has not experienced or the island has not experienced in recent years. Uh, Another big news story, which is not serious at all. I like to dibble dabble in Dominican, I guess, popular media nonsense, etc. So, uh, big news story is the interview with Anuel and Yailin. Just came out today with Alofoke. It was just aired like 12 o'clock noon, and everyone was expecting it to be a big juicy interview, which the interview basically was, it had no climax. Mi amor, mi amor, ¿puedes venir? Dime, ¿qué fue tus pensamientos sobre la entrevista? Generalmente.
Generalmente,
Sí.
no tuvo muchas cosas que ver. No hubieron preguntas que en realidad uno quería saber. Y así. Para mí eso no fue una entrevista, para mí eso fue
una conversación
entre ellos. Para
sí.
que el pueblo vea algo o para que... No sé,
entonces, ¿tú piensas que ellos tenían una discusión antes que dice que, mira, no habla de eso, no habla de eso, por eso Alofoke no preguntó algunas cosas? O...
Puede ser que sí. Ellos no le dieron mucho detalle.
Okay.
En realidad la entrevista no tuvo muchos detalles como lo que ahora.
Okay.
Pero esperemos que en un futuro ellos den detalles y aclaraciones como tienen que ser.
Sí. Gracias. So basically, and I thought the same thing about the interview. I thought the interview was just like a waste of hype. There was a lot of hype for nothing. So the interview was basically Alofoke asking questions, mostly Anuel, how they met, and she was like, I hit him up on, Jaylene said I hit him up on Instagram, and we went back and forth and all this, and somehow they got together. And he was just talking about the chit chat. It was a conversation about basically about nothing, right? And I guess the public was expecting to get a whole bunch of juicy stories about, controversy about this and about that, but basically Jaylene is like, it's good to have my man with me as we as I'm touring in the U.S. and doing all these shows and getting started with my career. It's good to have him by my side, blah 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 blah. Just stuff like that. Without all the juicy stuff that people were expecting. But if something else come out, I'll definitely post it on my channel because I want to make sure that at least for those folks out there who are interested in the Dominican media, culture, music, etc., but don't speak Spanish, at least they have some sort of place they can go to where I can be able to offer that English side of all that. So another big story here is there, to go back to the crime. A lot of people in Dominican society are really sick and tired of, the petty crime, and I guess sort of like the criminals making ordinary citizens live in fear and things like that. So there has been there's a lot going on here, and I don't expect it to stop at any time soon. If you guys recall, a few years ago in the Philippines, President Duarte was basically put out there that, hey, criminals, drug dealers, drug users, thieves, we're coming after you. And, I gave the order to my police to shoot first and ask questions later. So basically, there was a, whether it was official or unofficial, campaign out there in the Philippines where there were just basically police were given the go ahead. Maybe I should say allegedly, but I think it's pretty well known that basically police in the Philippines were given the go ahead to just shoot suspected criminals, shoot. And in recent months, El Salvador, the president of El Salvador, has cracked down on organized crime in El Salvador, and that was a big news for a while. I haven't heard much about it lately, but there was a lot going on with basically the president was sick and tired of the crime and the citizens living in fear. So basically, any gang members or known affiliates of gang members were locked up, and they were locked up. And then there was some protesting against the president, saying, "Hey, this is a abuse of human rights. You just can't lock people up like this without any sort of judicial process and all of that." So that happened there. So it seems that at some level, either that's already happening here in DR or that may happen in DR. So just be aware that I know some folks who are tourists here say, "Hey, that don't really concern me. That's internal." And I mean, I can see why you would say that, but at the same time, if you are living here, not just passing through, but you are living here, it's good to be aware of what's going on in country, and it's good to stay in the mix of what's in the know of what's going on in the country as far as the news is concerned. So if you don't speak Spanish, I recommend, of course, listen to your ordinary YouTubers who live in the country who speak English. They may offer some idea what's going on. I recommend a couple of news channels, 24 o 24. Oye, mi amor, ¿cómo se llama ese noticias? Canal de noticias. 24, ¿cómo se llama? 24 algo. Es SIN 24. Yeah. So SAIN 24. So that's SIN 24. Scene 24. It's just like translations like without 24. I recommend them. They're whatever they put out on their webpage, you can always just translate to get an idea of what's going on. I recommend Listen Diario. I recommend there's also Dominican Today too for those folks who don't speak Spanish, only speak English. There's an expat forum out there that is very informative. They give out a lot of good information about what's going on, about things that concern expats as far as everything. If you want to know if you're moving here, how to ship your items here, if you want to get to know about immigration and their processes, how to go about get your driver's license, buying a car, where to shop, where to move, properties, recommendations for lawyers, all that. I recommend expat.com and going into the Dominican Republic Forum, and they have a lot of good information there. So if you're here, living here, I highly recommend you stay in tune to what's going on and try not to be in your bubble within your community or your home and forget about what's going on around you, because what goes on around you, whether you're Dominican or not, affects you. So that's basically the highlights of what I wanted to hit today. Do we have anyone in the chat that has anything to say? No one in the chat. One thing I do want to talk about here before I go is I'll probably do that in another live. So let me go ahead and end this live. I'll start another. So for those of you who did stay tuned, thank you for tuning with Profe Gayu. Hope you enjoyed it. Please give me a like and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. And I'll be checking in with you soon. Peace.